Okay, so this is now the fourth part of the Mirror of Confusion, addressing the situation in Laodicea in a most appropriate way, which means since everybody in Laodicea essentially lives in their own bubble, my way of addressing this is by presenting my conclusions in a bubble, as I've been doing before. And to make it a bit more interesting, I just provide this introduction about Salomo's red emergency telephone, which got installed in the temple when it was inaugurated in Jerusalem by Solomon. And God answered and provided this emergency line, and it had 4 wires. So we went over the first 3. The first one is humble yourself. Then that is me, myself, which is why I'm doing this. The second one is pray, which is I bring to God what moves me, but also what moves others, what's really going on. Then seeking God's face, which has a lot to do with connecting the dots, understanding what is really going on as opposed to what I think is going on. And when we do that, well, we should be prepared for some surprising conclusions, because usually when disasters happen, in very many cases they are the result of us sort of ignoring reality. And then all those 3 are the prerequisite for the 4th step, which is what I'm going to focus on today, is the turning back from our evil ways. Now, we've all eaten more than enough from the tree of knowledge faking good and evil, so nobody is short on any opinions about what's good and what's evil. The problem, though, is that those things don't necessarily correlate with reality. And, well, the ancient Greeks put it this way. They said when man was created, man got 2 bags, one in front, one in the back. And the joke goes like this, well, the bag in front is for the problems of other people. The bag in the back, well, that's for my problems, which obviously ensures that I have the problems of other people in front of me all the time. I see them all the time, but I don't see my own problems. Now, that's not very helpful, because that's a good recipe for humbling others and not oneself. So if I really want to engage with this red hot emergency telephone, I need to engage with my own stuff, the stuff in the back that I prefer to ignore. And, well, so in that context, I have lately been, being, I don't know, the last 2 years or longer, been puzzling. What is my part in all sorts of things? And well, as a lot of you know, we live in the end times, well, since 2000 years, but Christianity was never short on like an extra urgency on now is the end times. And well, as you may have heard, now is the end times. Well, so I've been looking a little bit at Revelation, and I've been asking myself, what is going on here? And well, frankly, I can't really tell you because I'm not sure I understand it too well. Anybody who tells you that Revelation is a simple book, I think they've not understood the book. And I don't claim to understand it, but it's not a simple book. But as is quite prominent, it centers a lot around this whole beast and not taking the mark of the beast and all that. Now, curiously, a lot of people jump to the conclusion that Revelation talks about the Antichrist. Well, actually, if I take Revelation serious and I stick to the literal approach, which means that when a word is a word that is obviously plain, I read it as plain. And when it obviously points to a symbol, I have to ask myself, well, what does that symbol mean? And for whatever reason, Revelation does not use the word Antichrist ever. But John does, and well, I happen to believe, after thinking a lot about it, that actually Revelation was written down by John. But as the introduction makes quite clear, it's really what God gave to Jesus, and Jesus passed it on to an angel, and like it's a very extraordinarily detailed chain of provenance that's recorded there. And John wrote it down. And well, I'm sort of wondering how much of it he understood. A lot of it he obviously understood, but did he understand all of it? Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, if I apply what John writes about antichrists, and I can't go into all the details here because, hey, there's more to be said about this. I unfortunately cannot refuse the conclusion that I am an involuntary, accidental, mediocre antichrist. Involuntary because I didn't choose to be. I want to follow Jesus and not be an antichrist. Accidental because I sort of stumbled upon this more or less accidentally. Mediocre because I'm not something special. And so I'm sort of left with this weird, odd conclusion, and I'm not the beast, because hey, look at me, I'm a human being, as so many others on earth. But if I'm honest, and I thought a lot about this conclusion, and I can turn it back and round any way I like. I carry the mark of the beast. Unfortunately, I don't like this. I'd like to get rid of it, but it's not that easy. It's said in Revelation 13 that the beast would overpower the saints. And well, if Revelation says the beast will overpower the saints, guess what? The beast will overpower the saints. And so I'm sort of finding myself in this weird situation. And you say, maybe, how do you know that you carry the mark of the beast? Well, it's very, very simple. If I wouldn't carry the mark of the beast, I wouldn't be acting like a beast. How do I act like a beast? Oh, I'm an upstanding citizen. So let's just get this straight. Like so many others, I can like polish my CV and whatever, which I haven't done because I've been like doing this sort of research. But no, I can like as normal, boring, whatever as it gets. No, it's when I go and buy tomatoes, I don't even have the time to check whether they were harvested by child labor or not, or forced labor. Okay, I hope I don't, because like, okay, buy organic, but like, oh, wait a moment, then there's like a whole slew of other things. What do I do for the people who produced the t-shirts that I bought, I don't know, some weeks or months ago? And I tried to buy them as ethically as I could, and I ended up paying $22 per t-shirt, and the website even said how much would go to the people, how much they earned. And I don't know, was it like, I don't know, a few dollars, very few. So kudos on the company who even put those numbers out there. And yeah, I believe them when they say they give people a better deal than other companies. I believe them. But what do I do to help people at the other end of the world to actually, well, get educational opportunities, which I'm sure they, I mean, sure, if I've studied all day, I wouldn't mind sewing together a t-shirt if I knew how that went, to just take my mind off things. But like, I don't think that is what the situation those people are in. I think they probably would like to also study some stuff occasionally. And maybe not all of them, but what about those who actually would like to? And what about their health insurance and all sorts of other things? So how am I benefiting from all of this sort of inequality? And oh yeah, I saw the returns from some whatever pension fund, retirement, something. It's like COVID hit. Lots of people lost their job. The economy had enormous problems. And my pension fund went up? What? Yep, so no, I do not act in any beastly way. I delegate all of that. Yep. Like King Salomo. He, I'm sure, did not act like a beast in his palace. But he delegated to whoever overlooked lots of laborers, and whoever overlooked the whatever ships that went from who knows where to who knows where else, in order to collect his annual income, which happened to be, well, guess what, 666 talents of gold. So anyone wondering who is meant by that mysterious number, well, there you have the prime served example. So oh yeah, just for the record, I do believe I am still a child of God, that Jesus has forgiven me, and all that. But I'm not willing to just accept this whole, yeah, well, I can't do anything about it, so what, whatever. No, because that would really be just normalizing beastly behavior, and I do not wish to do that. Now, over the last few months, I've sort of thought long and hard about like what could be done about this, because like all these systemic things are very complicated, and yeah, I understand that. And I don't think anybody can like snap their fingers and then make it all go away. And I don't think that, well, yeah, I wish God would just come and miraculously clean it all up. If I understand, well, whatever I've understood of God and whatever I've understood of Revelation and the rest of the Bible, and the Hebrew prophets, I don't think that is what God's gonna do. And it's not because I haven't asked, but I think God wants to see us do something to clean up this mess that we've maneuvered ourselves in, or rather, I have maneuvered myself in. And so when it comes to turn back from evil ways, well, that's not this, or maybe mostly not this intangible, whatever mysterious, faraway evil stuff that nobody can do anything about, or it's just a matter of thoughts in your mind. Ask Jesus for forgiveness and it'll be all fine. Well, what if someone runs me over with their car and then they say, oh, I've asked Jesus for forgiveness, therefore you neither need a new car nor do you need help with the insurance, healthcare, whatever bill or whatever else? Well, it doesn't sound very fair. I'm not sure many people would like that. And so, well, what about the people who sew my clothes and harvest my food? What about their health insurance? What about their educational opportunities and whatnot? And all those questions become ever harder as like we face climate change disasters and all sorts of other disasters. I started out by saying, oh, we had a pandemic. We still have, and none of the structural reasons that gave us the pandemic have stopped. So we're basically sitting ducks, not just for the next coronavirus variant, which could pretty much any moment turn into some disaster. And yeah, when I modeled the virus, I said, when I first saw the conclusions of the model, I said, God, I hope I'm wrong. And I prayed that God would, I don't know, stop the sun in whatever valley and delay the whatever this virus was going to do. Because if that virus had run its course by mid-2020, we would have seen way more death than we have. So much more. So maybe all of that is just like, oh, some wanker in their basement thinks whatever, and so it's all irrelevant what I say. But like, if God actually heard my prayer, then well, that makes it very difficult for me as a scientist to assess how deadly this virus is, because I sort of interfered with the experiment, if I'm honest. But God knows. But I can tell you as an evolutionary biologist that this virus is no how did someone say at the beginning of the pandemic? Mother Nature, and I was a bioweapons expert, said Mother Nature is still the best bioweaponeer. Just no human can do stuff that well, and I think it's still true. And I understand a lot about viruses and all that stuff. But there's a similar thing, which is, those of you who've been buying all sorts of things in the US will know this weird notice that tells you this cable, it is known to the state of California that this cable may cause cancer or reproductive harm. Just a normal electrical cable. And I can almost not buy any electronics without reading a label like this. Well, do they actually? I want to know, because I don't want to have cancer, and I don't want to, people get cancer. So either the state of California knows something that is important for everybody else, or the state of California was wrong. Now, I happen to know enough about mutagenicity to know that the state of California is not fundamentally wrong in all cases. But I also suspect that a lot of people slap this sticker on stuff in order to not have to care. That's a little bit like Eve's simplification of the tree of knowledge faking, saying like, I know I shouldn't eat from it, but also let's not touch it, because then I'm on the safe side. Not realizing that this sort of like generates a weird dynamic that ends up destroying everything. So does just about every other electronic device that I touch give me cancer? I don't know. As far as I can tell, I have no cancer yet. Hope it stays that way. But I think this is important to figure out. Because otherwise, we might kill ourselves. That is humanity over some time. And cancer rates have been going up in the West, or in the US at least. So how do I contribute to all this systemic stuff? Well, I don't know what fraction I contribute, but if I say nothing, how do they say, oh, if you see something, say something? Well, here I am, I see something, I say something. And since the Church of Laodicea is characterized by Acadia, this I can't be bothered sort of attitude, Jesus says, you don't want to be vomited out of Jesus' mouth, which, if church history and the history of what happened to Laodicea is any indication, nope, that is not where anyone wants to be in. we have to do something to change that, and to like be eager to change your ways. Now, how? Well, that is the complicated part. I am also trying to write that up. How? And since I really, really do not know what is the best way to write that up, I will now present an overview of that in well, whatever language God decides that ought to be, just in case. Now, it's really, from my part, the clearest statement that there's, I don't know, a million or more ways of how to present this, and I do not know what is the best way to present it. So, I hope that God gives me the conscious words to say this clearly, but if I really screw that up, I hope that He will, I don't know, redeem whatever this is into something that pleases Him. Because at the end of the day, what's most important for me is I want that this glorious plan that God has, which I really believe, I want that to happen, and I do not want to interfere with that. Well, interfering with that plan is sort of like what antichrists do, and I've had enough of this. I do not want to do that anymore, and I just don't want to interfere with God's plan. So, well, now there are probably a lot of people who think, oh, my theology is wrong and whatnot. Just for the record, I'm happy to kind of like argue this back and forth in all detail to whoever's interested. Well, if you can show me a way to wiggle out of this, wonderful. Now, I'm actually more interested in what God thinks about this. So you'd have to convince me that God actually sees it your way. And if you think that, now we found the Antichrist, we need to kill the Antichrist. Well, good luck. Who's being a beast then? It's not easy to get rid of that. So, Kambaya, real way, reality, Kambaya. Show me what's your key for this hour and place to save life on earth. Let me walk your way. Let me focus on what's your way to live. What's your narrow way? What is your main thing? What is gentle, kind, and clear? Show me how to grasp your main thing for me and to keep it as my main thing to be. Grant me grace to love with each logic's mind, heart, soul, strength combined, that I worship Thee, true reality, for eternity. To say the same thing, just shorter, me to let go of everything I know. Grind me into dust, 'cause going there I must. Then rebuild the tree of your life for me, that I may worship thee. And there'll be a blessing at the end again. So, Hielo pleo tamus lopeucus elgus semesrum minuchampachum. Quino doibesal hamitochacumis toloblacumis sol halabi. Levocol keichemel homalebalchumetum caluchomechtum acukruchum chancro. Chemochomeichaieke cachoicheapchomochokoi cachunuchu crochum petontrocho. Trebochochal hele plachucrochum echonochachwea uchocochum prachea tochum. Gekochuye blakuch de wechom basaitem bechosum. Temoro ham wachape kolkoboriochomech os oloblachub stelachu quaichonoich. Wero oi albreo chal olbegalai bleblamboropeendo bestashimosul gebes. Perioloberesh olbares salcolamba harablanjum balgolobarhana masetjum bestisalabraglum betetemorasol torchomach. Grebo halcomer te shalabraglobram chabarocem blachubreglobrachum batostoshum. Pero olkeberecham paracolobrecham chumalabragum corobecham chobrachumetos te shalabrocopal holablagamco. Geuracum gerochap cholobregel gamachrodobregal caracham echulco brechub chalablaglam. Weo olver elbereanchus olgoleatum kelucotom el orbalchum. Erbulo coibrecham Quoreberco prechomachetchalch, echlachgeide chapigwaichomaitim. Regulacia miego peconomastis labrocopetos salatamchim. Kido palkeri pitchim belebregol cachamarogochem artobica dumbrecotastup. Rebo ulbere hadapichom bracatapachu pecore betomati nogrango totombechum. Ericol galicham brocrochom. Grechota chamborocochem blagripto palketim blocotopealo patamble. Verbalices dolabragitos algorobastil olbraginol bredonovus shalabre colocochates al ossejangretas. Escoli bleglobalgim calcom gen nordish algantis sum mostibishol. Tivonosoiechum elgobachdelo bra. Bredonol partemes labro clomacubetum elbordoble pantum. Cerupaia be goi precandes to shalceres sociam tengros sacinis. Terura frangis olberes salgepagitum brecus schlabrogoesta sobaratontim edubatinjol elbarachatium adocopres. Reul paritol care elcartatar satacri glebrogram lari toltaramane hatsum bestus labricol gerechadasam. Rebo oi pertenes al algeti pastus labriglo placintum pertus misu shaipotu vechumicumawa. Queni imbro el partibo crengos de shalacre curtende pesti shalabra, ericol gribere tandelo persasim jaligura bisistes larb, eris il giurrete changes slovragich delgriginches solocotel da thalabrasim geligor sitjabla grumbest sharpri, eri blaiopet zambleglombla simbel parahasti passonopetchum al poropo. Peanono, peanono, peanono. Nimol olvel erbili ilbar elgobar elpetim pregol comperti labres algoretjol eresalcum. Grebol ol heparagin leproglamber tenistis labrecot zapst libreco passol ol hebetino pregolombastis alabracum pertum pertinotararis. Meri il bartone vestus labrocrem plecrom balchori bestup salobresal arpatocucem blocrom balchorepla. Rebo albert aramberiol paratindo labra. Erukagi parocem blaraham vostus lobagi portes alabracim balgorea postis hebreas tupeshilgo parasal charibetim ardone mastibra. Meri il pertene mestil calablachum pertis salaja elgo labracum balgorgetal chlablocam pertere salabra. Miro balgorea pachti balicha pestis sallocho pechtu placum pertis salcom esol albertines sal albertim brecutu pelgum esalche mochum. Temoro elbi etgemalo gloibest al jolde balsandesla, nevidit solvedin algolifledibus gembol parisalje obres al obrangalgal, parimille peden templa con embentes topaste pisel, peribel charablam, nebrietjam blaico pedestum. Peru talche betjole bregolo plindestus labrogum messal al edo labrangol bellitachum bestus labrogum belsu beltum esicalo breglum. Pore al peretandal parabolocho breglum brachum bestus labrocho betusters ad parterambra. Meri al portim rachamblo grom belchalable blobrahambas. Palieberes alabrajum el portoras al aleberitil al ologo par echotal al halachala al holgela al helepe ichi halologol kil halal halchem. Hal elechelecheme ekol kalas lohopet so blakrits exo tingal gerinos tal ombersignal. Rebi il propa jambla grombel gandires algores sangel. Legol kalochla glamble halablabrochum el obarakalham. Mero albarte holabragal camparahanacin. Meri il pastos salabracim palcole balahala blambendura pastus lobreco partenesal. Jebol arbel chemilam barbilie pretal compartila. Peri il bartore placum partinimildam partitiem alborotompla. Mari pistu prasil blobraglombla damtis. Peri isto la brasil pesto solo presso costes la bracim bicolgem, que veditol peri simla ore colcoro blegrum al baratindo salaprestum celporesal ale placum, elocum belgum ertimbelgum pertenesal al galberotundesal carabelgum pertinjatachams, ergulis salcore bastis labrogol peri hamble, merbilia bregrum bastis labragasta sambal humendebal. Mari bilje betjim, mari bleibjem elbotjom betjim blokre mastes. Periol gostes alebrecos schlabergol gelebelechanem sil elbilicisla. Meri il batogem balgore talco berachatjom blegram bolke betim bradlibla. Nibore palpor olbere tinde beidom edu palcum betore pal orbelito merasal albiri polcom bersin. Albiricum coleperesal albelicum coleperesal olberi idum bishoto per classum. Cribol ol cholebal al chalibili idin gondarasa. Meri il portenesal barachecem elgostasal hamadin. Migroplastile calcolcere lechatjambla cromista salapertenasa. Meiro bastis tolberes solhomenas olbaraha bistos al porocolberaha. Comeniven pessimilisto plan. Medibijolberes al idiom belcobes do soibeson. Cebejoibes do becalcum edubagintiem. Peribe shaimi olbedonore pastolo brecciamalessa. Nebor balberichem blegum pallocum bertina blapore plam. Pelibenitum pastosom elbedito bresalcale bedonore sala. Nebria postiblisol algebedere balco pretotum pere pastosio pecus aguiribel o barosengium. Chedibil chamblo colomandum pastilla blachambaro. Piru paltore palcote paritando lo parandas. Maridilotem, maridilo cribul cobil col clegodinol elabranestus. Merupaltipo solo precol stadable operti salabrasel. Peri il stalabras il curessel taras al halablindas. Penitinio matimoco pechomoco plepogem elegamcus. Pelipocum pestula blacem quel colo placimblicambus tus lopaco pestula pantuperes. Peribil holoplecum partile pachombres. Cribola hech de balcole brengos de blachum pertis salabranchis. Piro la brengol alcoberas algrom mestus opacus tela brincolcum pentiris al poratombes. Pari il bendoras salpars. Medi olcum briconcela blacum elcopatertum salcum menestil. Li blocum pertibisilla procom pelcol domesal albore saltumethal. Maritol sabacan coloplecem bolcobet dundora sal parasicem. Pricol tore hapcim ol parijom pari itomasel tapara hapjobologom per. Mido chal edo plastipce ibraciboco betinda pasol pecini plicum. Kido balco verejambo cibleco cebite stop chambo cobestu shopocem kido batesambla. Pricola pleb labandim. Plibocal bello habare. Pilo baleja balachum. Pilo baleja la balachum bolcolo pare placlambo copetale beriha blopla. Paribalo hopra bolcom batinda placum perti belcol plecum pali edu palichum balcele pecem el padu becolo pacim portem belhable. Ribolcol beleja la blach. Mido palpide cel bergele chambracunde pertida salabrat. Bradillo pre. Maripilte bressel. Nibros salcep la gropest chapel jalapas el parasumcel alcoparetas di chamostrop cemborasa. Miro palgebare saltum beco chalcem palgore pastis. Paribalo hep chalabaregil hap chalabragale hamil albaropach di plecol hapastusla. Pero alberes salceplecum partes salabrajum albore saltum e la blasi. Meru alpestis soltara habastas labroco palcoberesita mathelabra. Meri il parto perro sablacum polcoberesiti placrum belcalabraham porte parasal. Meri il parasto shoplegro palcum berusulta parechothale pleculum pantinible. Peri il paratum sesupchale plecol parasaltara hamatholtora bethol paracimblo grumble. Pirobal. Pirovalide brastola bregian ol bericol plare patore hamathala plicium al copertura thalabracim. Peribil holablacim al porocopertura malahasil. Mari il porahacim blagrum belcol cola parahastis la brecopol hol beltarahathal. Pirocol kerebecte le brecol caberesel jepecola parasam paricol blehem bestili blicopos solo plecum stibel kerebeselevi. Pripola cattata el tapatani biricha la blagrum. Piro calcele blechem partone bestis lovra hanastis solcodeta huleth lablad. Prigol calejadacin lagro bleganam bastis labracostopestis la halabres. Pero calcole perehimbel el borahamblo opertuna mastisha po compretum. Pore compretum a compertum e cantrope castos labra glimbe. Pligola blecham blo plagium elegibilis leblegleb celebleglech elebleb cilibigostes. Cibolibastes olberi saltos elbora sahte. Rebola hahti parigol galam blacharacham blagrum belchalablas. Periol porpetstum paristopcem alcopetto replatum el paratindel. Perial propetstubal hopestus lobrocum pertumasicam orbetino grabram. Crebidol paranies alberi albortendasa. Peri alparis saltare pathala plagium pelco partelasa. Peri il castalabre hamjo pelcola bracho bectops labrochum pestasla. Nebora hamgel partanabras olcoberestas labragum pestulo brechum astasla. Rebol halabradim blecho prastis labrogom pestus solobre tompelgodatin ol convertenisal perogol hebarakliblas olberesal jobeo pachimbelgol bereharastasal regula hastis labrogal gel partes salabrasil perquesteliham raclopradinol parastas lobra pero ol parahab chimbalgo beraham blesol parahangil ol gambettora blahum pero al perochamdos lobecol gembraha pico el ompecol albecom breco domeco postele pequimpia compecho malcombre cimo compelcubaden joltarem balsum pleclo platem balatam tipo la prambal paropectum placumetum blecum partila salpare salparaham piro col convertila brandol peretin alla brandum pari malopettora bla combel ol pari dosa la bla plom ambor domesto pecimplo convertis saldo petatli pilo patere bla clomperti milimbra plobro compleconam paltom pethola bla pero pachamble reo partimbro paicam pertini birom blacancim pari piltore pelthomal gele bla ponch de balcalasam tilo polkel al albele idol al alla marinons tompando di saltora mathli placromesse cinila. Glebo jollei bretol peridal ol peranio endo rapli contaras. Grobi istas ebi istla ebriul peitola bragil alberi endo pertema. Rebo ol pertinis al elgabas il elgastas ladib, Cliborastilje pacubertila bricholket tolaglachib alguri haljub elgula haleblom. Rebol olberhachal elbaraham jim olparagoltem, gole elbal algorebal ittorabalaham elbaro alberim tabal ubeltalam plimpontarabal pormastu. Poli imbestes la plagi champaloco bestes la bochum bestes la. Peri il batombertini precol beideba crumpelco partindala. Piro balcemele blacrumpel sobecium bleicora prastis libricos de labratum resal, meri piltem brassol peresta. Peri il boiberes alberi il basol el baritum celgomastila pretstum belchamos tesla. Rebi ildes albora simili eleglim bartorela. Meri il bairo peri ul peitompel tomegalas celeble, peri il tomerosa, peri il tonemastil albericul condere landum, el toramel al imbres olberi itlo cranitel obaricul kinutetam, nori paltoresal alberi iplom bratam. Nebol olberticium plegotim polperesalcium alcometol peri palcieme olplecol belgocium elcium omblencom palcimi, Global il boi perestola brancim. Meri il propedensta. Miro ol peritandi sola plecos da sala perosol. Selo parteno sola plambos. Tola plecum pestes lobres. Levo colcelie pa compredo nasilia. Mero gimlochabel albaricol plarembal jalablembas di la blocum el portenos la blacham. Pero balche biatum ego la blamble blobagam pelta marisol dartis al caripociont lobresal para ich de lavrasal. Mari ilberes del sleble hemble glemetes simgiliblicum pelegloblachum telebogomchem polobetum bertole blaglam. Peri il combre olberastis, pero stalagim la ropestola blacum partida pra. Peri it trompacera hacem elgora blandemis. Blecul albertirem je elgor darem blacrem blindus. Tibor alterecham blecrom blecro pastisel blacrop. Lebogardis al halablacum pelo barajas telebla. Pero palpares stagem blecro palcore pastips labrocopel ol parasa. Brebi il portenemeles labrum. Crebil ol partides al blabrohumecta. Vedupal para sapjobolacopes, olberocopas telebrahambos, prebo olperesal olberitambre colporepel, peribiliobercum, erporogrompes de sopresal, prebol olberisal alberi moresal, meri il portenamasil alboracupec doloberes des labra, Per il parubetto maresaccia morpetsam pongo besta. Ebicum estu besol paras, vedu propestis. Brebistol perisal hamangel blagubesta. Peri olbarisol chamarotemdo partesa blagrum mestus belcham. Peri olperistal hobelastus labroca belchala blachum belcolambra alportemla aprotemelisa. Pari polteremel albora belcam portumelasta plelobalacum pesta slobarekil calperehumble. Nebor oibre, elubroi elbarandum elcobra iplo plamboropeltum partido saltoromassa. Peri ilto pranoste labragli impartino labaranim albora ninjas. Maripola brinjos alboretinos tralabecos albora salcium eco labrastus. Pelugerassel paricola silde pesel halablapol olberetam lobrecal poropastim. Pari il paratum repol parinoste labra. Peri plebrecil pelihi belechumble ostoblecho pesto pestas lablo. Preposto iopes al emboicem brestomestol ambrino lueto mari. Embel poi reto maril. Nembol poi retuanimil olbergentum iel. Moricol pregola prendas. Meli uprotoi belale blambro competurio soltaraham. Creblo hapriciol partinda basem. Prebi iltomathil blabro peitomaco prezzo mal slable. Leportam bertomasal tambore calcum bertitam blabrom basta. Peri il parocembla aparital iofanam. Blavonoifas, blavonoifas. Blavotambis toltaberitum pladitum dedicol prablimonambla. Meri il bertol bledubelcum bredelim argipio alberidim jestum jostub cimlicul dostub lablecum bertin jostub tipocum periessa pacem percolaitem belcol plicontrol peliam librocol ciembelecli palocum mietulo becalcilium jontum leclicum bielo broimbeltum pathemblo amplitum asti. Meri piltia patum mielopacilla hablobla. Blobaratiltam. Laberi ilcobra iltabathela bracial peltomathelebla. Rebol alza labla jalabogo bella hathela blacuctella braci balajo brest labra compertina sombles. Mertipilia chamieleco blacim plecromblesal. Rebol alperesal halablicium blagrum miltomatheltam. Peri ilpasta shalabrocol persipcel brablo prempol per hapusela paracum pelcore blacim blesol blechom bastasa. Peri il parapocte blagubertindo la bramblom brentum palcometetiam. Rebul albere hamblos de blagrumetum barasasiam blegrum alberes sopre olbertando preclum artemis. Ribul orbetindo subjamblo paragide blagrum belchoverasal. Meri il bracium blegrubal ito preduldo prenaldem picola brecio belco paresamcium. Revolagim lesto lablagintol calablagim yolohablat. Lebora halbet doralablagum algolibil halablagim ilcolablatum elasala. Meru baltore pal halapalacum elacalablum partilo parahaldem. Mari il baltore pala halablagum algoliblechum matasim iltobassal halablab. Pari il portenam lagrum el poracim lasto labratinjo. Pori il paratinjo labracul bello tatala thalablacum al portonemesla. Pero ul partim bacelo bleclum blandu peth lablacum pel poratinda salablablo. Peri il paractum bloco berti salablacum ne peri salholabletam. Mero ul pere salcio becal halablacim pol hobetim yesalablo chondol blechanamas. Rebo ul pertini blatum merhalhal. Meri il pertini milta pratum becol pele halablacum dolo blaco perti sal blacho brecumple. Rebi il bli ibricol peritin. Deli il biltum periciltam pericolatim berasalciam bloco repas ul perisam jolo blagrum. Rebol halibresto solo plecol arteri salholablacam. Restos labra clodidestil salabloco pertisel halablachan oitetes clodengel. Clelo obreltemis? Clelo olbretemilesil? Militim mortisel globresum leblecol peltemis aliama? Mio non bertinim bastalabel timbarte salabragum pestol parasim jalco persistalablagim ol bertina sol peresal. Merti belechem black loberasa presti balsto besupra selcebegastis. Meri il besto slabroco beltora besal bradinos al paritonches. Peri isto slabroco bel halablacum belcole betim berestamjim endimbiru palchobretas. Peri isto jabarsitop jalabrocum bel cabidisal hlabacim je el blabijim jola blabrim ol periontum pertumesal. Meri pilloho brajim balcole paltoromahatha. Maro polporoho pathil pelepecim placore pecti pelohom pertumarisol parasim. Parasimlo paripolombra palopucumbra tidepaloparem palportim portim moresa. Mori palpoi penistaf jamidostil. Meliplomastibli alperisaltorathil alvlovatidiumlia. Alvlovatidol alboli idol gorodilindam. Glidola limbra il toramilos talaram. Meru baltine mesalcium pelcora parasalciam parochomesta la glacla. Peru calista la placia la placuresta la parochomechum barcati pesto salabrecum. Peru calasti plecum alaglim barto de pele comprendol alberi ito planum vito sta placumero tapaleo paranasa. Alibore panam brombal patim beresal. Meru palgebere cham bloco persa sal halablacum. Terubali hablagum bertilla brogum bel hablabogum brecho varjam. Pero balcubere hamas tu slaborrecheps la brogo bestisla. Pero balciberi salt hobe hastab jumbo copresambos tas sopala cupestas la brogum pessupa cimboto erestamlo precin. Miro balcemediclo breto masil jameacum beltana mathol tarapthri thol prestup jamuris. Jamurista Boribacum brecustas labrim. Pribocium plero baculum pertis alabretum balheripsam. Pero pasti labram olperisimiel albolobocum bel arbiliam borocum pertinimbas. Compertinimis alabjambol colpolociondel parahabacintol parahacip lagrum bel horabacum belegrombas. Pregul alperetindal alborocabli alcore palahabruble dumpra o beltoma celebrasim. Pelu porto vesel calabram olperi soi pedistim. Peripocium precumbertas alhambrecum ribolombrendo el burumbindo erbuliglobindal golberidol dambrenos al partimbo la brombel combrota ribolocrem balcumididonjam erbol dombordom malarambla brombal colabribolta rebolaprim, rebolarimdam, dora blamboro comper, peri il bora salbla orpecim blagromestos blabrojo pec tu balacapres, piro palperetin alberi albertora salparitombla, piro paljoberestas labricol patiras al elportantim plasambla e prompelgama, plebuchom preto labrech olberi salcumaris, peri il borapac di plebocopal el barapam pembora pastil, paripalops de balcha. Mari il belamdim, pirupal chemelicum, alcimolo plengum, alcimilo pal tembro paltimore sal perisal, jevodoicen taldombie saldo peresal. Nebro pal chemiaco lebla blobrecopal chabaratimies, Miro balberetimies ol beretin ol gembro calgemersitam stolabres ol brechobas. Tebolacho bresto shopele comperti salabrasti shopela habres ol baracopse. Robi ol capristo shobalacho breclobratimbes dos lobregalham toropalacha brachas doblachanimbes. Rebo ol pertiripis alchole blachob stebalagaltum belchalablabchum. Leboratim alborcolobratim bel cortarim alchol pelopol comejajum. Rebol olber carcalabriham chobalagriplacho beresil jamachobecus. Rebol petimiel albartem calmasle. Lebor kelkan nothel blesil. Arpelia temie sol tempio hambengum brestosha. Nimbrongum peiteremles. Lebrocum perricem iesem chalibrogol kestil jebersinjol contres gembres. Nebor Jimiel geide bresol paritinie sol pericham jekamai. Mergoli brati mi loi perestan pandjem blessili bleichemostip. Lebro jomerista shalcom berisom celebelicham stebolo complechum bitium belgalamis. Melopal comberesal combertisom blechanabli. Nebroi blechumaglim bloggen bi jompen kompen jompen tompel tol brestult kjoberistalchem breitsanam. Periangypsili glabsim chimbli grompen. Peribol brechomarichem blagrombel contores saltemeth. Rebol by Jimias one Jov semastim. Nibare salvei albor tim labragum. Paripol parihil paritonda l'assemble o branistosa. Periol partis olberit sombrastessa. Sombristallo cembelagrum. Stibola semialo brestol cemblacum pertino salarepsa. Robis soggiortevrasal. Tevrasilcim el convertantem pestosam comque minom pentompe compen comcimiligram pucopetioblegi compel colabre. Ol colopeltora mas liblacompe que salcium elechem. Lebolocom blegola blabrim. Rebol alberi alterathal blago libegin el blagim becola balgem colopatim la polocom elpata com lechem balopocom blecal eribilicalam blochoberetsol colabrecal combichombela glambo. Neboral parton dolebe tachalabragol pechalabregolcha. Rebolagrum palchoroblecham joloblagum petora palachastum. Rebolachlobrantim belglabrum balcore balchal. Meloa palpal paraparu pech to balaco partira pasal precum partire plachum. Nebola parti maleplechum partisa la blablum morpech tam blacum etupel. More el paratim blobragala blam borchopechum. Perial porpatim labrum blogonum bentil tamorsal blabrochomatip chamol bocople amperpila palassa blablum. Pelipal maripol paritum blecum partimalobre. Mari il berecend leblagum beltim per sumses larp. Leborasis lablog lebrelum bertisam salachobestis lobrachum bestis lopocopartis salabrachem. Rebo ul chabristis labragum stilobracum pertumi torperesal. Rebo ul perechum celiblogrem. Rebo ul pertere hamarocem blagrum bestus lobreces tilingresal competiro juederum silimbium vetum esol. Neborich weirobesol orbidin grombelcum brechamari. Rebo oi gioverasil corebastilobra gumbestisol. Gumbestis solabrasim elgora bastis lobro compeltoramathal. Nebora belbrachmedistus labro gumbestus ablagrum elstobasti rapsalajam. Ribo ol pertinim belcharablajum belcorablam jum alberi utramalabraglum. Rebo ol pertiri belchalabranjum balcoreplecham rashim. Liboro nebri plambro belecindim jalaporochoberestas labro gumbeltora hamveth. Rebo aldif somlerosam gistol plagibel paridinus. Lebo urti parisopce la praglum besturo prisolo precol. Mero ol peracim blagrum bestus labro compestus solo precol com cerodon stem stolobragim. Mero ol pestis lobragim. Erbilio partindo la bretrum algor belli indo preotam porteno salla penno sta chambres. Paratino sta chambres. Trebi istus. Ebi isto to creps elugrip juccia. Ivor lambri dolta merota meloger el dombia la hala blablembolo bromaladin dombertenis salto verathallo menjan. Meri il probel el baracim el bortillo bracim blogre malto marfum risala. Meri il partum besso blagrim balto verethalpil. Tebili tholtara bethal ulpere shotcham wecobal. Rebo ulper durepessoltore pathle. Brevo ulpera thalabligium blaclim botrinialitinda facendum. Nebodosti, nebodicioi bretum, edicum bretol alberiambie. Deio borgiongres tolge becolo granges, algo di John del combrestum ingin, bolbergium jolebras. Meri bolbergin el bardimo lebrezum bastasa. Maribos dupasal jeb diabolobogostep shalobre sum bastasam. Peri is dobesal de plagiomelo progum pertimos labrogum pesoptanaveth. Mari bolchoberesal blagum bojopich tibasai. Meri boy doimen alberi opantore subchala. Meri blobri hambegustes labocham mesoja. Meru baji blobas. Pero saldemisal albere salgeme stoleblegum partisalabla. Rebogol kem viachobecem blagrom pelcobare sembiacol kerivicham. Coribalchim eleglepcem blogamarti labrahal el borahaji blaglimbach. Pericol garcham gel ol barocopple jambol colapachim. Erugal kiber hadje blagropest shalara pe compre col campegin de copecin lagrum. Mericol cari balchoberesil chabestis labrocompest shalubregastus. Perugala habla jam blogomesta saltomethalab jam balcore balhabra. Perialuberedim, albarialuberidolebram, albarialubalidialobaramel, albariabolubelidialoborem, albarialuberidilobaranamel, maribolberidol gembindol partem bantum prentonton nostel temptin nisten cen cere klassem. Regustul leveridin, erbili jomeretal, rebugol kiei botom pestule bejoy per timi stol timol ble timi qua tim joaquenim mertimil brombe caretiniel albere sola bresola merubaldom bertini masal brejam peribil halablagem per caleveriti stol per somchal pare samchal keveli gemble kele felipi gemble de binda solabri chimbel golabla hamdelab jampalkim batorepsa. Meribi jomblag lambastus labdum bestus soberasim. Coribemie partinimis celebi gimbla. Peribil toibere sol olberi solber dure palsum celebrogum beltium mochawagim. Rebogum we oibedaim jen olbedin joibelo broigum. Tibicol brebelochem elbur domeresam. We dobere sal egul bi dortini sal jomedoi bingroi balcheme. Nelbeli olbel albor gumbertini sal dambrosel labricho blachum. Merigo breto masal. Ebor combertim bregantum breossa jamres. Meri bolcem blagrum bestuscelobres altore thaltamadim. Mari palparialcem algolepal el tobal al eltum al idum el combe al combe el pacim le glombre tomple jomerel ribol borechom berte salarajum blagrum beste shalabrigol copeste sumges meri beach labloglo bartis algle blachabrocem regol calabrichegim legodabil keburidon jebruchum jemchum mastopijum brestupjum Brempolop jim blobram destrupjam. Deborah jim dolabri john gestulab jiblog rompel chamin dos seldabath. Seldabath tholtarathem algumberstuchalare salgium me solterethal. Meri olbertinim arbedini jombregol gambartino malasaltuma. Leboro tholcob rechambres tu shulagram. Regol tari tholchalable olbeli jomble o partini me salcorab. Revolcole blecham propelcium iligortersam misalcem legoromasti John de Pres. Neberisto blagim bilcum bresala jamble gortimisti gembre castisla. Ribola hebragem blegorobare hable jolvelgili blecum partis salarep. Liboregem blegroim bei doremasti shabaruquis for Jove no for noesericem. Nibosi jomwe ombashe best of Lebroquis tuegimisem edvidibos tueginimsem. Neberistum geloperis salgem breclambring grestashantis. Egrusimi gingel albericiovi joibesajom. Revus iopisagindo salgimido gombres soltera thaltimis. Nebloco thelebestis labroco ciltabas. Meri il portenimil il baraam blongom vatimresal. Nimbros agimre soltarathem al olbele simulacham. Eribol geberis agiumbre soltaretham. Grebol hoble jumblegromastis al gombestus suberesal. Nibro calcemie cimlichum bregacimindes. Rabigol elbertum bisillabribo opresso pascindas als enventus sumuris. Meri il bagium blegrum. Rebi il dopero et imbire salcem. Nebiirisal hebrijol alberisal gavarasal gemilgum bertisal habre subgendas ta gimbrisol geri passo brisol dorisal him. Ribol orbeli idum bregul calabrisol gembregul goldiberisal. Miro balgimili gumbertisa sa ubri subgem moritam. Meribol parahambre sol perigol ble uberistastim. Meribis erbidisol ha. Meribis elbidihimbres olga beresalcim, rabi ildobre salcium van doisalam. Nimbo doisocem iago igro vinul brilosam. Liboridum bredodum jesolgium je vetum maisum, veru boistim gimiligoistum, libogostilia pacobis solciavidi chamda. Ribogo stage maguin olbertira passal arbili jombalgerimbla hombrestul gimbla. Merbili brengol per dimbresal, mero olbertimol brendolabrim. Meri bildum banandim belgan beldai benistum blagibol alberti protambis. Meri il boritom brestolabre jomble colombe. Laber ildoras albero sange blagricha. Rebol perricem gelabra glomberti salbrari tholtaratha. Meri baldo thalam jom blagrum methu begilbal. Meru balgim bladum bestu jo blagumberti sal grechon objem. Ercus solabre chamblas ibje blagremblas. Meri bel huberi salge blogremblas tu bejol terithildap. Merbili heblogro besti solagresta salebre dumble dumberasal. Meri bel hobalacib algobrecum blagrim mostipshalim. Peri bel halabjam blogrom bel halabjima. Peri bel lochabaranges to labragilgum gerochan alabregol gadindum bregol gandestos lapa. Pari billechiae bendun noisemigil alberis subciblagla obigil tamba. Veli ilplam veretimius alberit somges. Meri billichiam balgolocha belgolacha bedelucham. Dilo bagumble gumbol comesto colesto palist schlapli crop pledumie. Prebolje orbeli indurasil embrostacili. Nebor doibre undui conotim. Nebriel doivele veni pisilcha me sol parisacem lechambla. Rivol chovidistes lavro costiccio massa. Grebo soice procoi diemorosil eberosingel algeri vongel. Revolgum bredol albaradignol algari calcuri idaltum saltum elastum. Revogioi boichem alglegiol elgerchant logresal. Nebri ostebesal olberesangel algabedisil ilgilat jalem. Marbelie jumblagrum melchalabagin. Mero balchibari jol corople shoble grossal jame. Mero golgere blagoropi dondalabres alborotinas elborosangel. Miro albertina masastas la libegin delicatebastas la rapicin. Piro balleso labdim lobraglibrum mordimes. Meri bildo beresalcium parginum alginjas. Meri ballo predastis oblaginimistas labris somtenethal. Meri biltarathal erbus algebra glasim. Tibelicham brechol labragrim el paratum yesalaja. El paragim locheberisija labragos elborus adju bredusal. Erjubal korebahub erubagubehubda. Rebruhu bregul gumberduresal. Meribol per subgelo sumges olgobre dandis alchablasim. Peri albishalabigub salvoga me lavavim vidim vandafatim vortimisal. Mojimiligo betimbilibogami safatim olbetni chamasem. Meribon joide meresal bejum lagrin undasa. Parigoltire pal idorenas il joterlik labrotas. Rigoles silcimile chamasulabrecham. Revol eritun es duda saldum. Salutium mostelajam alcom pertini sal orbeli hadli belegum blastim. Palibotore salablagim alboretim labelangum bature salabra. Rabis solcamara salgium bestulabjagum. Rebolagim brosta gimbraste jagrigos ta soleberecham. Peri altobath il bartinus saltarabathol. Maribolucim Maribola gimblo grumpertura saltamas. Slabro humbesti slabo gubesol. Rebo olesta slabro gol beresin jalasim. Rebol chablio gimblagri melcho brego stas lagri masichanto stilissim. Peri gis salagresel peri sin gimblagrum beste salabra. Peri ilda barasal el barasal gib el uvaresil ja el gebeli o genlaranjam. Olgenamela rajanjal albarijando lobragom beltara pathalabra jindo labragin ballora petin. Meli barote mele peli compatilo baredene mesele blabo. Leborobal peridem alborti maliblim boto compleo pa. Peri bolporina malabramblom bote paresalga barasim. Ribolabrogom gelabraham bajan lobregalgam caribol tomber rosalabram. Merbilia brogol berture allo bretol ramaha. Mer gombre doiegam el doibel dimborasal. Maribil dobri olperosal. Meri bolperesal blagimbol bredumastis. Meri ilbarte solabrasim asti sejamasilgo bracimbele hobarcistas. Aribadur teres labrogum belchabaracin. Pero agim blagrum belchobarasi jam blogram beltama. Gumeresan jam blogram belcharab jimalagramblo. Meriol bet jim blagrom bel choberi jam blogro bel halabrachim. Levor jim blagrom besta sholabraco stilabras ol per supla lamde. Neberi dombie, tebori palberitem. Palberi dol chalablem algole blachumedi jom algorim boldim bersel. Orbili domie elgo brendos, algo bere domie sol jomagombre salcedesan. Merupal himbelo pragolcom per salgiameri salgiambelcom articelasle. Peri bilcemegen talibigos talabracom. Peri abuci miliglamblo palamoro gimbla bagi milichabastus lebaco pestel. Perugol kere pelachare gimblagrum melichamaninjal. Meri ibro bestu jabalagrum bestus labrocom pertisili breson. Meri plob erbol biro balchoberistat. Meri bil chablabrumbles. Laborocem blagrum bestu rapchamblo chobresol. Meri albredum bastisol bresol alberisal timiri soltaru choblegrum alberitom la opretol tarachomethal tamarusipchol. Merbilia pro algobertile baraglum brengol partire pasto solobrenostas. Meribol choberesta chambrestul lobejum bla grumbestuja ora saljum borstijam rebiombres olberigol grigresal nigro ballegro plejo balejamia melibol doi perezam meibro el partibla aprocolum morpeliam paribol choleblap olberi il partindola Regola gildam bragilubegoliam algimi noitan male fosseldema. Meberitam, brebil olberitalie petisal, tivola feldo salablegam alberi hijabla. Labojum malsumaticel algoberi salcole blachum bertinum assaltim. Rebol golde paltomirisal alberi jomblaito partiso alcitilisam. Vei gombratium yaso bientaso. Mandim bore salgiub, rebostas salabras ilgobertistes salgoberisal, revihilie velechem, lavoholie falaham, levoroholberijam jelgor de labracul, erobalgimires talgleblengil albertine besteli jebericha barujum becurama, rebo ulberis sanjum blegum parte saltamare salchim, Crebola hebja blogra belhalde pero bartu veselkla. Merupalki beri sabjo blechobrak le blambro baltomaracel. Mari iltha pethola blachim albaritum pleli blachum tapalacum pertila bla. Meri bilche el borotimial alberical peltore palasamblokum pestis labricup. Grebo olchep arobedosta abrogmochos. Merugopista shobelo gumbertinore salam mengendol bertiniliam berot. Meribilipie golgomberro jamblegro mastiblero balkim borreggial. Merugolgila logrebla grambli grombertinila. Rebel ulberisal ribijim blorebel compartile bragim bolcore pathum alishim. Melchiothe thalachables soltara thalablachum. Rebolahi thalabligobastis alabalogobestus alabragum. Meru ulberto replagramando predoralda parapedin ombreso labrim veruaitum. Meru badicium bragil poi portu besoi vovacim yasobes wachome. Mai bido bel doi vrasa, no vera solce mere solce. Te volosti blatomistas lavracal. Liverochas di lavragim lacalam pontera fasal. Ebri solcem vigore plimbrodgim visto zoleson. Midores salgem vigol cem vida salciamblo. Nivorostem vietim yo soi best jomble. Ribolo igom tambe risoltarate lavragem. Meribol habragim elgobrestam jam blagrum bestis la. Meri ilda bardi blagori salgal de berit solge brecostasha e bostis ala brasil taratha. Meri il plagium blegromastis a gimine sai jocru. Grevi il chiami logalagin lechale blegum palceris angelosa. Merugol chiembal gliblagum bertis salabres olge blegli faham. Merugol chiamia jom blegromastis alabrogum bestis labragum bestis alabragum. Eribil gobre salabjim blagrom bestis labrogopes alchoberis am jepeo jambla. Megro plangep stoloblabjum pelogoberstis alblaglablabjibliglo baretum bresalagim. Regulachem brecos torrebetchen blagrom bestis sonabestasham. Ribrogim bresimis albregusibigem biecumastis. Ebrugus teliogendas algoribigem blagrobesteshenimi. Regula sigelebre costalagim bleglom. Merogalpe e brodoie beren alborti mesisam blangim. Ribola hobregastus labraglom banchilla braglam. Melobartu meresalgiam lagum bertus alabragim. Rebola hubrestu labragim al orbelis supalacim. Prebol partimi sum palci belicium blecum pastula bestusa. Merubol hebaras il brabit jom blaglambus. Leboro compertira salabragem blasum genemus subcebai oberisal orebelesal bla obagum bestu jebersum. Obisum menjum bladim bogenemjas. Merubagi blebogum bestu shobais dibrasamje. Merubal diberesal. Erubal cibeliglistam shebersistimias. Veri jonastis ejumiso gembias sopechon. Vegul ejumli shumre solciamiamo. Merubagil arbigilis alveligilis leverisel. Leveris tovre toi brenusel abdam gimbla. Rebolo progum per joveti toltem venisa. Medibil tempero malinda. Meriblo praglimba doi borianestel albelium vestaliopes. Tevilio olberi olcem Jacobes olberi repastaccio pestala. Peri il baritain deigin grogendestisil. Meritilia helem nebigil hobetetiam alachabla brocom partire bla. Meri il te fallo thelaljam gelt de blagli. Peri bil halabjum algembicim legrimistol baridum vestulabjim. Peri do lasagim blasfas eveligelistasam. Velichoblei olgolövli. Orgili vutim jalevi uvoitem asam tamio barisacim. Vedi voicem eriopti bolgebi soipets. Medibosipte obligobesticiam germiniundum. Nebiro deida bracum peturi salgim. Nei pro labridal habidul lachoberis. Eborasil alborasilia. Naborastis alboresatio perigumaticem jalefinista. Medibilcium batatinja. Tivores stamjam albelovogum beste savi. Demonamistel alberi doi boi oi branisto saliple. Nipidibil, tebedilda brabelovogum pe halbelovindus. Palovedistal halevedistas saginja soidas. Stovodinosala. Tobedis solvaras il alberis dogen. Rigol gaiegen libringol gamberti sal tambiro sagin. Rebol alde bere salcio pericol tampachore prasto pisil. Meri billo pregol comani jolta meri salto bere sal halabla. Meri il taraha betholabla edujal il bele e jindil calabari handolubla. Meri il barajum blek robara chindia somaristis labra. Meri il tes alborosalkim ierihub drahidio fiekuchum besupi kopehabi jombengum bresta pesil. Metimiri grambongel gumbresto jam. Monge dumbresto shaldim. Rebel jubilicha olbertil do gram blomasti. Mildo bartino mastiliamtum. Meri ildeba I brote moridin. Moribol berte solte patholo bregol. Regol alcholabra il gobardin nostari salcium prasa. Peridistie gemolagilidum blegrum bertinisal. Meri il borde rebel giameli potim brotelia manosel. Numelisal alberi soita marsumges. Nebedite chiamaro belgol baritim yalomerasa. Meritio, eitoi pedicoreblich, algoleblitum tetus selciam lecum pertinum resal. Meritum ietum bresol jabricul capititum per il bol cometusam. Mientierus sagium iesol. Ramcilos salgium piengios salciemidis sangios salciambes, tivori doi pregodicem iesen. Gemi gemies salcium igore sagem histojaltim bis. Piri il berestacel col beresalcim eriglombres solciobe calchamastim. Mari belchobaracim blagrumbes do balahambre. Malperi tolje becum brandis tus labricum pastela haris al olethala jamblegrum mastisim. Rebogoi per dubegoritam corebala pimpora gembiem paridiniham argulobre dolobragin elberidin. Neberojum tielo bagidin tiele pocobal kiribirico batele piacum belgolo bretum alapito massa. Peribidosa la blembere pest la brejum palperiatem. Rebienge peite medicil flivichen mislibre. Meriblicum baticeble glambloco petilla parapetum blebrum neperetem. Merbiliebre golgoltoibre halble copatitim meita batasim embortesam. Perubas il berucem lagrum, lebrocom caecam astipcium, ecomatium terosal, cimoras domcia lacrim, alcimoras selciumocum tengom pangio mechtumes, tempum jampum compeshtumes albelup jupatam. Nebrobadimias solciam algubertoipre, argubietum broitenes olbretinias, crovilitis algole falcium astilibicin. Peribilici blabrogum bel camarasabcim blagrum pecalablacim ilgobatin doratim. Nebrogol petimial, elbocopentimial, elgobatimial, lebocopelcium jacobertinia partinibis sol preburinutinium. Meribilico brembal pariginia per salcem blangrum blegrombal, rabolochum brecolcola blechamaragum percola blachama, berupacim blac labrocum echo blacim bisula blacrum, peru alberiacim diumocopertiras al blachum aristas labrocum pestas ala blacum, peru apocte meriglam blamblo bregal labrocum ectu blacaramecham taribacum plechabrupritsimicus tibesol. Meri ilta parosele plecum palcorebel halablabun, meribol peretin yilo manahal belagalapa haprop, paro oplecum pranustoitsenesem, paro epto pranistoistitiam dialogo vestal. Meri polli parasticaltum vesilatum vethalalcim, rebil olbarasil jamblogorum pendurasa. Meribol pere pentim biecum astipio peceliam pia pocum estopciam aguatim isoboisimis saltum esum boitemas, merubol demian alblom propagamistasam, vegolecham blaglum vaginoltem esalcem blaglim vortesal, meri ulbaracin dolcelachara blaglim blangrum masticim. Mari il paraptim gel alborocum ple artum estolablajum elgoloblachum, rebol olberechatium legoropal jamblegoramble, Melopa mbele palloperitinum bastet blasium bleglopera salplachamoropechum. Pelobrache mestis labrok. Meropolke pedis salcia blagomistal parapocem blagro maligambros. Levoraclamblo hobregin tali utti ombregonamto. Rebo olperto repalachum ertomagobichum algobero hamjo. Rebo gashi blagrovero tanimbras olbarito sala abros. Olbari ostrobalechan albarito nasala blaglam. Pari belchobarachim. Jeboko sebo jombre sto betumbre sul camarupechtum branustesa. Meru pallecha bramblo bragim bolke martim. Meribol hebarachil el barakabol el blabogum perto salabrasim. Rebolach lambocim blagrom belcum barista blavstubis soltim paricociantim. Cebolobrachim albelitum resoltemi. Mei polla brendos alborogum pestu becum mortibisol. Merubolcim lebogulcim jediumas tipocemicum pastit lembiamonos, meripeltemi umbartis sola praga. Teiman turi paltiam tuminum jopaca. Just one last comment about turning back from evil ways. There's so many evil ways that sometimes it's difficult to know where to start. So let's do this thing that Jesus said. Let's start with the most important thing first. That is the plank in my eye before I can take care of any splinters. May your real way, Yahweh, reality, speak well of you, guard and encourage you. May your real way, Yahweh, reality, light up their face to you and give grace to you. May your real way, Yahweh, reality, watch out for you, smile, and give you peace. May the mind-blowing peace of God keep your feelings with joy and thought, well-oiled, useful, safe, and sound, far from debts crash, bugs crash, and text creeping grounds. May we live in the scheme supported by reality, guided by the logos of all logics, enlightened by all aha, in the name of God, Allah, the compassionate, the merciful, the manager of all conditional probability networks in all conditional multiverses, the way through distress, the help to the weak, the master of the ultimate day of judgment, the Lord of all lords, the set of all sets, reality without equal, the one to whom each knee will bow in wonder and adoration. God is mystery and the master of all mysteries. Made in the image of God, I am a mystery too, and so are you. So remember who you are.